Hi there, welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me at Anne's Place. I'm actually in the front seat, apart from the pilot and co-pilot on the plane today. I'm heading off to my third Indonesian island. I'm heading off to Java. I go via another island, and then what happens? Well, I've booked a hostel and that's all I've booked, so we'll see what happens. But thanks for joining me, and stick around till the end because I'm sure I'm going to have some new adventures. So, going to Jakarta from Medan, I actually had to change planes at a little island just off the coast of Singapore called Batam. Like, it was really quick. We just landed, changed terminals or changed gates, and I was back on a flight. But coming into Batam, what a cool view. Really actually glad I went via this place. So here we go. This is this little island off the south of Singapore. Not a very big airport. The plane's actually continuing on to Surabaya. And here we are, coming into Jakarta. And that's on the island of Java. Looks very, very orderly down there. Very neat and tidy. So, hi from Jakarta. I've just arrived and trying to work out the train system / bus system to get to my hostel. So, I asked at the information centre, she sent me to the SkyTrain. Excuse me, I'll tidy up my hair while I'm talking to you. And yeah, so it's a SkyTrain, a normal train, I think another normal train, and then a bus. But using the Move It app, which I use quite a lot, it all seems to make sense. The first ticket I bought cost 80,000, which is $8, and you need a special card, but one of the staff uses his card and you give him money. So we all had to go in the waiting pen, and now we've got to scan our tickets. And here we go, we all pop into little doors. It's all automated. I think these are driverless trains. Well, it actually took me well over an hour to get from the airport to my hostel, but I made it. And yeah, Jakarta itself, what a wonderful place to visit. So many different museums I went into. I met different people. I did a food tour. But anyway, stick around and I'll share it with you. Well, good morning. It's a very steamy morning here in Jakarta. And I've just come down to the Maritime Museum. I was going to get a train, but yeah, I succumbed and got a grab car instead. So let's go and have a look at this Maritime Museum. And there's a bit of a cool breeze here because I'm fairly near the port. So it's a very clean, tidy museum. I'm going to wander around. I don't know how much there will be here in English, but for those who don't know, the Dutch spent a long time here, and it was the Dutch that introduced the palm oil plants and the tobacco. I might actually listen to this man. Sounds like he's doing a bit of a guide in English. So there is information here in English as well that I can read. But this building that I'm standing in was actually built in 1642 in the town that was then known as Batavia, which is now Jakarta. And the Dutch people came here by ship. It actually took them 6 months to get all the way here. And they also went to Fremantle, where there's a Batavia ship as well. It's Fremantle in Australia for the non-Australian viewers. And another fun fact with Jakarta, Jakarta was actually the name of a prince who was here, and he had an open door policy. So basically he said, anyone can come in here and trade. So there was Indians, Chinese, the Dutch, British, Abyssinia, which is currently Ethiopia, Persia, Saudi Arabia, and from, all over. So that brought lots of different items, lots of different spices, lots of different crops, lots of different drinks, and lots of different wares. So it sort of set Jakarta off as a real port, a thriving port. is pretty cool, this ghost nest. It was actually from Australia. It's commissioned by the Australian Embassy in Indonesia, from the Urumbam people in Torres Strait Island. Yeah, really cool buildings. Oh, beautiful breezeway here. Goes right down the other side. Love all these shutters. So it's how it was built. It has been restored clearly, but you know, 1642 till now, what history. So there's all huge beams, and I wondered what this fence was for. This actually goes down to the water, and it means the water can raise during floods. When I had a look down, there's this little face looking back at me. There's turtles down there. So it took me a while to work out what this area of this Maritime Museum is, because it's said memorial, and what it is, thanks Google Translate, is all the museums that have actually had big disasters, like Notre Dame in Paris and the big Brazilian museum, and yeah, there's big boards about all of them, but unfortunately they're actually all in Indonesian, so I need to use Google Translate. So from what I can make out, back in 2018 there was a huge fire in this building, and it was all documented, and it's been restored from then, but even though everything was charred and really burnt, they were still able to use some of the old structure because it was built out of such hard wood. So yeah, who would know that now, you know, it's been restored so beautifully. So included in my Maritime Museum ticket is actually a ticket to go up into this tower. So I'm going to have a look at that. So really glad that the Maritime Museum included this watchtower, because it gives me an amazing view. And I was going to walk down to the harbour, but it's so hot that I think I'll just make do with this view. I don't know if this is going to come out, but this guy here is fishing. It's not just normal fishing line, he's sort of got a net, and he casts that into the water and then drags it through. That's really cool. I haven't actually seen him catch anything. It's quite fascinating to watch. I love these little things that I find. I've got the umbrella out again. No, it's not raining, it's just very hot. But I thought I'd do one of my little adventure jaunts. So I'm going to follow the canal down to my next museum. So it's a good path, it's very quiet. I think I will have some busy roads to cross, so fingers crossed I make it each time. And they do say that Jakarta's like Amsterdam. And if you haven't watched my Amsterdam video, it was about a year ago. So go back and have a look, because yes, this is like Amsterdam. How bizarre. So just a total different way of living. There's so many beautiful people living under that bridge, all these little tuk-tuks. And yeah, it's fascinating. And they're all just absolutely beautiful people trying to say hello to me, asking me where I'm from. So one of the reasons why I'm walking down here is actually this little drawbridge here is the original Dutch drawbridge from way back when, and it's still here and it's preserved. So yeah, fascinating. And look at that sky, and I have been hearing thunder, so yeah. But as I walk, yeah, look at all the different buildings. These people are living right, what's an umbrella's going to blow away, right on the water here, and then there's all these little stalls. Oh, this is just fantastic. I am so glad I came down here and braved the traffic. Look at these buildings, they're so old. Like, I think some of them are from like the 1500s, and they've just been rebuilt over time. It's incredible. And there is information here, but I'll have to use Google Translate. This is incredible. Yeah, I raved, don't I? Sorry. But I've just seen this big hotel, but even better still, a coffee house. So I haven't had breakfast yet today, and it is 12:53, so I better go and have something to eat if I can. So I'm figuring this might be a little bit expensive, but seeing as it's lunch and breakfast, I think I can handle it. Very cool. Wow, this is Anne's heaven. Look at that. Oh, and look at this as well. Oh, night markets. It's been turned into a restaurant slash cafe.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello. Just a quick video.
Okay, no worries.
Oh, it's lovely.
Did someone already looking for a table for you?
No, I
No?
just need a table for one person.
Okay.
So they're just finding me a table. This is clearly the place to go. It sort of reminds me of Raffles in Singapore. Look at it, it's amazing. I'm glad they're waiting for doing a table. It gives me time to do a bit of videoing. So I couldn't resist it having something local. So this is lava cake, flavoured with pandan and coconut ice cream with toasted coconut. And this is a dogger, which is espresso with milk and then with raspberry. Oh, it's delicious, and you can see the raspberry down at the bottom there. So nice. So this place is absolutely enormous. There's so many different dining rooms and bars, and you name it, it's here. So cool. So after having that very indulgent, let's call it brunch, I headed off into Fatahillah Square. Oh, that was really busy. It was the weekend, so yeah. So this is a puppet museum that I read about. There is a bit of a crowd, and it closes in about an hour. So even though I've been in Indonesia for over a week now, it still blows my mind. I asked for a ticket to come in here, and he's like 50,000, and I'm like, oh. But of course, it's only $5 to go into a museum. How good is that? And that beautiful meal I had, well, dessert and coffee, it was only $11. Oh my goodness, it was just amazing. Anyway, let's go around this puppet museum. So I'm taking a lot of still photos because with all the glass cases, it's really hard to do the videos. But look at this, these are all puppets. Like, the work is just incredible. Just so pleased that I got to come in here. All those people who skipped Jakarta, I think you're definitely missing out on something really special. So these ones are wayang chapa. They're made out of leather, and often they're given to children who show some interest or some skill in puppetry. And this one is particularly for my granddaughter Indigo, who was passionate about unicorns when she was a wee girl. Look at him, he's beautiful. Now there's always something different. I love this. I love all these bicycles that have been hired. So cool. And all the beautiful buildings. So that was the puppet museum that I've just been in. The cafe. Not quite sure what that building is, but definitely the colonial influence yet again. So here we go. Nothing like selfies when you're dressed up like that. Or like this lovely girl down here as well. So I've taken some photos of this, and now I'm going to go in here. This is actually the Museum of Jakarta, and again 50,000, so $5. And of course, I'm a foreigner, so it's a lot more for me than it is for the locals. But it's good to see so many local people here. I'm standing out as being a foreigner and often get asked to have my photo taken with them. So this is actually the Museum of Fine Arts, Yeah, it was one that I had marked on my map to go to. I just gave it the wrong name. So it's really interesting. It has not only the actual artwork, but the history of the museum and of artistry within Indonesia. So I'm still in the art gallery, but this has a great big courtyard. It's beautiful and it's really cool in here, just some trees, a little bit of shade. So the gallery is lots of separate rooms. There's cute little kids here. God, gotta love it. You know, I went up a staircase like this just before, and it's actually a really well-designed spiral staircase. Super, super comfortable to walk up. The steps are just perfectly spaced. And it's a pretty ornate, right? Well, I can honestly say every cent of that 50,000 Indonesian rupee was worth it to come into this gallery. Really good, really enjoyed wandering around. Good way to spend, probably a couple of hours and in the cool. So I've come to see this church recommended by Lonely Planet. It's called Graduación and very old. There's even a gravestone here from 1728. Dutch people, of course, but I'm going to look inside, just talk to this cute little man. It's so funny, the man in the blue shirt was just correcting me because I didn't read the sign on the door and I pushed instead of pulled. So certainly different from many churches that I've been inside. This one's very, I think you would say, informal. Well, I just love this city. It's so full of contradictions. Like, look at that beautiful pathway beside me, or behind me. And then there's this canal full of trash. And then this lovely sign. It just epitomises Jakarta, and I'm having a wonderful day. And I'm so pleased to be able to share it with other people. So I've made my way to Chinatown. Wow, so many things that I've done today and so many things that I had picked on my map I've ticked off. So excuse me if I'm just glistening or sweating like a pig. It's so warm, but it's so wonderful just to wander around. All these people want to give me rides on motorbikes, tuk-tuks, taxis, you name it. But I'm just wandering and yeah, having a wonderful time. So I'm going to go and check out Chinatown. So this would not be Chinatown if it didn't have all these big tubs of things. There's so much variety. And all up at the back. Oh, what's that? Amazing what just comes up when you're videoing.
Ya, boleh, boleh.
So I really am in Chinatown now. I'm just taking a little back alley and hopefully I can get in a good position that I can call a grab to come and get me to take me back to the hostel because I need to shower because I'm going on a walking tour tonight, but I'll show you about that as I do it. So here am I waiting on the edge of Chinatown, just ordered a grand taxi. So it's quite a few kilometres to my hostel and it's only going to cost like $3. So yeah, why would you walk? So good evening, I'm out for the evening. Yes, tonight I've got another food tour. And yeah, it's most unusual that I go out in the evening, but that's what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this food tour. I only had just a little bit of food at lunchtime today, so I'm rather peckish. So hopefully it's as good as the other two food tours that I've done on this trip. So I'm just waiting for the others, they shouldn't be long. So this is our first stop. We've got all these little foods and I've picked, I can't remember what this one is, it's got palm sugar. This is cassava with like biscuit. This is nana tart, which is actually pineapple. And this one is banana with cheese. So I'm trying things that are just a little different.
And it's also good because it's a medicine
For us, the spices are not only for cooking, but we also boil these spices to drink it. Well, this is curcuma. So curcuma is usually for the stamina. We have this one, is the turmeric with the ginger. This one is the turmeric with the tamarind. I don't know if you know tamarind, it gives the sourness. We have this one tamarind, and this one is rosella. So rosella is a kind of...
So we've come to the night markets now, and yeah, it's just so busy. Everyone's cooking something, and the traffic is very busy as well. So I definitely have to watch my step. So it's good to have Kenya, our guide, because she's able to tell us what everything is and what is safe to eat.
triangle is tofu.
Skewers here.
Yes.
And some skewers here.
So those one, we call it the satay.
So this is full of variety, this walking tour. We've now come into a restaurant, and so we've got variety of food.
He will go with all of this on the table. And that's the concept, yes. But then you have to, when it's all served on the table, you have to just eat what you want. You don't have to touch a little bit, yeah, because they will count the plate after that. Yes, that's the concept.
So here we go. Now they've given us all the different plates of food. And they're taking our plates away and giving us a plate with rice. So there's a couple from Belgium who are also doing the walking tour. So now we're having a dessert. So they cook it in here, and then they add different toppings and different mixtures. And then when it's almost cooked, it's popped under that lid to steam it. So on there we've got cheese and chocolate. So cheese here is for a dessert. Oh, and then sweetened condensed milk.
You have to try this.
Whoa.
I didn't ask for the cheese.
We don't need much of that. So good morning from Jakarta, my second day here and my last day. So I thought I'd stop here and just show you one of the walkovers that they have for the busy roads. They're really good, but they're not always easy to get to the entrance of, which I find quite interesting. But anyway, I'm off to another museum this morning, so come on, let's go. The traffic at 8:30 on a Sunday morning. So here we are, the National Museum of Indonesia. Let's go and take a look. This is quite a cool map, I like it. So this is the island of Sumatra, and I flew to Medan. But prior to that, and this map is only of Indonesia, prior to that I'd been in Malaysia, Borneo, which actually fills in this pocket here. So I'd gone from Kuching right through to Sandakan, which is up there, and then I'd flown across to Malaysia. So after I'd been in Medan, I flew down here to Jakarta. I'll be coming down here, I'll be going to Yogyakarta, I'll be coming through here at a place called Malang, up to Surabaya, and then I'll be coming down here to where I'll go and see the Aegean crater. Then I'll go back to Denpasar for a few days. Then I will fly to the island of Flores, and then on to Ende. I'll start a intrepid trip at Ende, and we'll work our way slowly back to Labuan Bajo, where I'll finish my tour. I'll fly back to Denpasar, so a couple of days up the coast here, and then that will be the end of my trip. So I've come into a separate section of the museum. I actually had to pay another 50,000 entrance fee. And this area is about the Tionghoa people. So they are the people who came over from China, and they worked with the Malay people to get independence. And this was achieved in 1945. So up until then, there'd been the period of occupation by the Japanese. Now they've made a point in this museum that the Japanese did not give Indonesia they actually worked for independence and got it on their own right. So really interesting. There's some really interesting displays here if you've got time to read them. So this is rather interesting. They actually taken this photo, get it on the screen, and record it, and then it flicks up into this big screen, and they try and match with somebody that's in the system. And there we go, we've got a match. And yes, another museum. This museum is the Museum of Jakarta. I went to go to the Money Museum, but that's closed because of the Eid or post-Ramadan public holiday. So had to skip that one, but this one looks interesting. That's a brilliant mural behind me. And like the Fine Arts Gallery that I went to yesterday, this is actually a compound or a complex of buildings. So it's down little alleyways and goodness knows what. So like everywhere, it's crowded, but it's no dramas. Everyone's really polite. I'm not in a hurry. A very noisy museum, and it seems like since the other museum that I went into earlier has been built, this one's fallen into a state of perhaps disrepair. So this building was built in 1620. Initially it was the town hall. There's been a number of other things, including a logistics centre by the Japanese, but at this table behind me here, the judge used to sit and control the hearings of prisoners. Most prisoners ended up being executed, and they'd be executed in the square in front of this town hall for people to see their body after the event, and it would just stay hanging until it was totally decomposed. Yeah, gross, right? So it's really hard to get a photo of anything without some people posing, but this piece of art was actually commissioned in 1974 with the opening of this museum, the Jakarta History Museum. And yeah, it's quite detailed. So this Jakarta Historic Museum is really a little bit hit and miss with what has an English translation. I think if you're hard pressed for time, don't worry about coming here. It's not a patch on the Indonesian Museum. But the building itself's got a really good history. It's been lots of things: town hall, execution centre, logistics centre, etc. So yeah, if you got time, come in and just appreciate the building is my recommendation. So I've just ordered one of these. It's like, oh, well, I'll let you watch. So that looks like maybe cheese. Coconut. Oh, coconut. And yep, hen's egg. I could have chosen a duck egg or a hen's egg.
Yes.
Fire under there. Flips it over to get the top done. He's an expert. I would say that this man has done thousands of these. Not sure, maybe. Right, good. He's getting the next one ready. So this is actually really delicious. It's like, yeah, it's got that coconutty, eggy flavour. It's sort of almost like a dessert, but it's not. And I feel it's quite safe because the whole thing's been cooked right in front of me. Yum. So I'm off on one of my little meanders again. I'm just in the little black back lanes in here, and it's just amazing what I see. See all sorts of things, not videoing too much, but this is just local neighbourhood. It's nothing else, and it's nice. It makes you smile. It's not the cleanest of places. Hello. I come from Australia.
Australia.
Where do you come from?
Indonesia.
Jakarta?
Yes.
Yes. And this is another interesting laneway. It's a bit different from before. I actually think these people are not poor, because I've glanced inside and actually some of them are really nice inside. It's just how they're used to living. Well, good morning. I'm on a train heading from Jakarta to Bandung. So it takes about 4 hours. And the train's very comfortable. Now I've just moved across to the window seat because there's not a person in the window seat, although I have an aisle seat booked. So fingers crossed no one else boards the train and I have the window seat all the way. We shall see. Anyway, thanks for joining my video as I travel across Java. Well, as you can see by all those big smiles, I just loved Jakarta. It was a really worthwhile visit for just a couple of days. And I encourage you, if you're debating should I go to Jakarta or not, I would definitely do it. So thank you for watching my video to the end. And until next time, which is not too far away, bye for now.